I'd like to issue an apology to the Chukwuemeka Obi fan club. The experiment with him at striker, it might just be over already. Yes, folks, how is it going? And a warm welcome back to Park to Prem. Today, we have a triple header of matches, an FA Cup game, 2 league games, and hopefully, we're going to keep a good start to the season going. Now, I did allude to the fact the Obi era might be over. He's not been amazing on the pitch, but actually, it's not through any fault of his own. We have found a player called Prince Will. I'm not even going to try and say his last name, we'll just call him the Prince. The 21-year-old is a fantastic little striker. 2 years ago, he was actually on loan in League 2, where he got 11 goals in 44 games. Stayed at Southampton's academy last year. They didn't play him. He's been released. We've snapped him up on a free transfer. And I feel like he's just one of those strikers who's so good that when they become available, even if you don't really need them, you just have to go and get them. Admittedly, he is still picking up some match sharpness, so Obi is going to start the first game today, but he's definitely going to make his live com debut at some point today. He is the only new signing we've made inside the first month of the season, although there was one little kind of sad departure. Bow your head, please. Moment of silence. Jaden Foxwell. Yeah, I forgot that I left him in the under-21s. He was on £200 a week, chilling, never playing for us. And he will never play for us no more. He has gone away on a free agent. There's some interest in him, so hopefully he won't retire. I always feel a little bit guilty in these lower levels if you release a player and they go on to retire. I need to get rid of that mindset. I need to be more ruthless. A little bit like we have been on the pitch since you were last here. Of course, we lost 1-0 against Slough away from home in the season opener. From there, though, we finished up yesterday with a 4-0 win, and I'm pleased to say that momentum has carried on. 5 games, 5 wins. Against Ebbsfleet, it was a tight game until the latter stages where Bennett scored on off the bench. A lovely solo effort from him, cutting in from the left-hand side was nice. Not the most dominant of performances stat-wise, but a nice away win. After that, we had an emphatic win against Maidenhead. Obi, with 2 assists in this game, was delightful. A dominant display. King on the score sheet yet again. 5 goals to his name in 6 league games. If there was any question mark as to, can he step up at this level? I think the answer is a resounding yes. I will also say, just while King is here, if we just quickly compare him against Prince Will, you're going to get an idea of just how good Prince Will is as a signing for us. Yeah, on £650 a week, this striker is just absolutely nuts. Following on from that, another away win, this time against Worthing. In this game, though, Diakite won us a penalty inside the first 3 minutes. I thought we were going to get off to the dream start. Obi stepped up for the penalty, and he missed it. I don't know why I'm showing you this highlight specifically. I feel like I need to justify his kind of removal from the first team. Admittedly, Obi did actually score the game-winning goal in this game. And actually, Diakite popped up with a goal and an assist of his own in this game, as well as winning that penalty that wasn't converted. The left-back, who, as a reminder, is playing left-back despite the fact he can't play left-wing-back. He has 4 goals and 2 assists in 6 games. Like, he is absolutely unreal for us right now. After that, a lovely little win against Farnborough, 4-1, Obi on the score sheet, Diakite with 2, and in our most recent game we took on Totton, rotated the team for this game, and in the end it was Alex Stepien Iwemene who scored his first goal for the club with a back post header. And in this game I really did rotate the team. I felt a little bit guilty. Players like Alex I hadn't been playing enough, so I thought let's rotate things around. The fixture schedule is rammed at this time of year. Great to see him to get off to a good start. And in fact, if we do just look at the first team here, you kind of get an idea when I sort by appearances by the fact I really didn't rotate much until that most recent game. Plenty of players of course come in on off the bench, but we definitely have a core to the first team that I had been sticking with. So with our start to the season, we do find ourselves flying high and up in second. Today though, 2 tricky games for us. We're taking on Chatham Town, who were promoted with us last year. They are in 6th, so as a newly promoted team, they're also doing well, only 5 points behind us. And we're also going to take off Chelmsford, who are in 3rd away from home. There is an FA Cup game against Worthing sandwiched in between. We've already beaten them in the league. I want to go on another FA Cup run if we can. Anyway, our first game today is against a familiar opposition in Chatham. They were promoted with us. As for our team news, I am going to go with the full strength team. Like I said, we rotated against Totton. All these players are now fully fit and raring to go. On the bench, Prince Will is going to be there. His match sharpness is still being built up, so Obi is going to get the nod for now. In terms of tweaks to the tactics, I've not changed the shape yet, and I'm not sure I'm going to be honest. But up front, I have ditched the target forward in favour of centre forward. I felt like a target forward just wasn't really getting further enough forward, and with a channel forward alongside, there was a bit of a gap in the middle. The man we needed on the final kind of defender just wasn't there, so that change has happened. And additionally, in terms of team instructions for crossing, I have gone back to low crossing. As good as Obi is in the air, and he is very, very good in the air, I feel like just in general in Football Manager, if centre-backs have a similar jumping, reach and heading, you don't often get joy from your strikers. And given the fact that King is not a particularly tall striker, in fact he's a very small striker with 5 jumping reach, it just felt like with floated crosses we only had Obi to aim for, and as a result of that it was just very predictable and easy to defend. LOM, by the way, the centre-back we were training to play right centre-back, he has now picked up that position pretty quickly. He's looking like a solid little player in this part of the pitch. Obviously, not quite accomplished or natural yet, but the process is ongoing. And similarly, for Diakite, who we've been playing out of position at left-back, like I've already kind of mentioned, he has been perhaps the star man so far this year. I want to say he's been channeling his inner Bernal. Anyway, it's King. It's a free kick. He's going to shoot it. Oh my word, Michael King. The King. We might have a prince in our ranks. This man is still top dog. I'm not actually sure. Was this going in? Also, he's run through a player there. We'll pretend that's not happened. It has hit the keeper on the back of the hand. It's been given as his goal, so it was probably going in anyway. Did lose a few star points to the keeper getting a touch, though. If you're wondering, by the way, 8 free kick taking. Football Manager, eh? Right, Diakite, the left back, a great little kind of provider of the ball on his wonderful left foot. He floats it back post. Pierre is there. It's 2 set pieces. It's 2 goals. It's 2-0. Diakite adding another set piece assist to his collection. Pierre, I'm going to be honest, he's not very good in the air. Number 8 there, investigate him for match fixing. He's a shepherd. I wouldn't trust him with my sheep. He let Pierre get away, and with that, this game feels a whole lot more relaxing all of a sudden. Good start to this game. Of course, last year we did comfortably finish ahead of Chatham in the same division as them, so you'd like to think that, you know, meeting them here, we'd be able to do the same again. Gibbard to Diakite. With the ball, the left back skips past his man, turns on the afterburners. The number 4 is fast. Can he find a ball into the box? Can he go on his own? Of course he can. Of course he can. A goal and an assist. He's a god. I know that there's an upcoming update to the FM26 match engine that is probably going to make these kind of runs less good. I hope Diakite continues to be as impactful as he's been so far. He's really fun to watch. Diakite, look, the man's on fire. The man is over a corner here. He whips it near post, doesn't beat the first man, but might get a second chance to maybe get it in or go on his own again. Imagine if he'd done that. That would have been silly. They've got the ball on the far side here. Throw-in taken short, whipped into the box, cleared away, but only as far as Robinson. Reed now looking to keep the pressure on. Davis heads it across goal, grazes the crossbar. Maybe this game isn't done yet. Half-time in this game, match momentum just entirely in our favour. It's been one-way traffic here. Look, I know that we're at home for this game, but Chatham are in the playoff spots. They have been one of the better performing teams so far this year. So the fact we're winning as comfortably as we are is just a really, really good promising sign for this year. Obviously, I know to open up the season, we had that defeat against Slough. It wasn't ideal. It did feel like one of those odd games in Football Manager where they had the sending off, they scored a penalty. Obviously, we didn't look good going forward in that game. Our strikers are starting to find their groove now, and you know what? 51 minutes in, I think we bring in Princewell and see what he can do. Obi's been quiet. Princewell is a massive upgrade in this part of the pitch. Going to make a couple of other changes as well. I'm going to bring in Aaron Rowe at right back for Bernal just to give Bernal a rest. And you know what? Given how this game is going, I'm also going to bring in King at left centre-back. I want to try and give some of these younger players that have a little bit of potential, some game time, a chance to obviously build up some match sharpness, keep them in the first team fray as well. First few months of the season in non-league English football are relentless when it comes to the scheduling, so I want us to be in a situation where if we have injuries or we need to rotate, we do have a few match-fit backups ready to come in. Okay, subs made. King is on the ball, whereas we've got 2 Kings and a Prince on the pitch. I really should, you know, keep the chess theme going. Can we sign Jason Knight? Is he still around as a player? Probably won't join us. Diakite, you are so quick. You are so fast. Where is he going? The left back, all on his own. Did he just hit the post? At one point, it did look like Chatham might come back into this game. They've not had a shot in this second half. It is one-way traffic. 3 minutes of added time at the end of this game is surely going to come and go. A really, really impressive performance from us here. A methodical performance. The early goals set us on our merry way. And dare I say it, that was kind of relaxing to watch. I quite enjoyed that. With that result, by the way, we've gone top. Wealdstone lost in their game. We've gone 2 points clear. I mean, only the top team get an automatic promotion spot, but we are very much in it to win it right now. That is 7 games won in a row for us in the Enterprise South. Safe to say we are making the step up the division quite nicely. Our next game, by the way, is not long away, so I'm going to rest up the first team here, and I will join you in a moment for some FA Cup action. It's Worthing. What round is this? It's the second qualifying round. Look, it's a fun game. We're doing it. And I should also point out, Worthing are fierce local rivals. It's a derby day. I want to win it. Let's knock them out the cup. Well, the Boredom fans expect us to win this game, and honestly, I think we should be winning this game as well. Against our local rivals, we're at home, and obviously an FA Cup run is always nice. Like, admittedly, this year the league is going to be the main focus, and when I look at the league, I think we've got enough about us to be challenging at the top. The media kind of prediction kind of suggests that. You can see as well, Prince Will is now in the media Dream 11 up top, which is great. And well, speaking of the devil, I think we have to start him in this game over Obi. This is my long-term plan for my starting 11. You might remember Gibbard was in the final year of his contract. There's a little bit of interest in him, but I have been able to table him a new contract offer on £700 a week with a 1-year extension after promotion. Obviously, we are going to hope that he sticks around. He's in the media Dream 11. He's one of our best players. Looking for him to run the midfield today. Have just noticed Bernal's suspended. I didn't notice it with the red card on a red shirt, so Rowe's going to start at right wing back. Okay, FA Cup time, looking to make it 8 wins in a row. Our team is very, very good. I've really liked the signings that we've picked up. One man I've not really talked about yet is our goalie in Ranson. He's one of the highest earners at the club. I don't want to say it too loudly. He's been a bit disappointing this year. I feel like goalkeepers, you know, they can become heroes in the cup. Gnoby's a hero today. 15 minutes played here. We're yet to have a shot on target. They've had the first shot on target and are actually having a little bit more of the ball than I would necessarily like to see the opposition having against us. Colburn here plays it to Matthews on the near side. When we met them in the league, we only beat this team narrowly. We missed a penalty on that day too. Can we look a little bit more lethal here? Diakite at left wing back goes down. Pierre cuts inside, shoots, and that is an own goal. I think Princewell would have scored it. I feel a bit conflicted celebrating. I'll be honest, I thought Diakite here had earned us a penalty when he went down in a heap, but Pierre latched onto the ball, cut inside with it, wrapped his right foot around it, and yeah, that has hit the centre-back, hasn't it, and gone in. I think Princewell would have scored it anyway, but we are ahead. Have to say, in spite of the fact we've gone ahead here, they are dominating this match. At half-time, I think I'm going to try and change things up a little bit, just to try and have a little bit more of possession. Get to the players on far from, please. We're winning, but it's not convincing. In possession, I'm actually going to drop Gibbard deeper, and I'm going to tell Watson just to play as a regular centre-back. I want us to try and build out the play a little bit more. I do sometimes feel like with the distribute to centre-back instruction that we have on, we leave ourselves in situations where the centre-mids are a bit isolated and a little bit too far away. I'm also going to get rid of the pass it into space instruction. I want us to actually pass into feet more here. I want us to have more possession in the second half. I'm going to lower the tempo slightly. And out of possession, I am actually going to instruct our team now to stop the shorter goalie distribution and just step up the defensive line slightly. This is the kind of game where, yes, we are winning, but I feel like if we don't make changes, there's a real risk that they do end up coming back into this game. They bullied us for large spells of that half. We were a bit fortuitous with the nature of our goal. Obviously, we need to try and see this game out. An hour played here. I feel like the possession is slightly edging up in our favour. That might be me coping a little bit. Looking at the chances, though, we're having a few. They've not had many in this second half. And I feel like now is as good a time as any to get in some fresh legs. I'm going to bring in Stepien Iwemene as channel midfielder. I'm shocked that he's getting a green link with all these players because he's never played with them before. I feel like Diakite at left wing back has played a lot of minutes lately. That is not the man I meant to bring in. Sorry, Danaher. Clayton's the man coming on there. At the back, though, you know what? I'm going to bring in Danaher. I'm going to swap him and Akapo around as well so that Akapo is in the middle because he is just the better centre-back in the air. Princewell and King have both been kind of bad in this game. I could go with a double change. You know what? I'm going to go with a double change. We're going to bring in Obi, who I've talked about a lot. The other striker we're going to bring in is going to be Dylan Jones. He was kind of brought in to be our third choice striker this year. But then I started having a few of the players who were already at the club playing really, really well. But we are now in a situation where we need to bring in some fresh legs. Those strikers who were in some good form and are now kind of the 4th and 5th and 6th choice players are not on the bench today. Jones and Obi on paper are my best options in this kind of situation. If they could score, it made me feel a lot less stressed. I'll be honest, this has not been a game for the neutrals. They have not had a shot on target in this second half. That was a bit risky, wasn't it, playing it out from the back? But we have got the ball again here. Rowe has slid in for Bernal at right wing back. And look, he's channeling his inner Bernal with this run here. Look at him go. Gives it to Obi. Fresh legs. Switches the play to Clayton. Another player fresh off the bench, the left wing back. I was going to say it was a cross. That was definitely a shot and it shouldn't have been. But with 3 minutes of added time, well, I was about to say maybe we've just done enough in this game. It might not be done just yet. They have possession here. Ball dinked through the middle. That is why we put Akapo at centre-back with his jumping reach. He wins that header there. Jones now looking to relieve the pressure. And, of course, we've got our own aerial threat in Obi. The number 25 is lurking at the back post. If Jones... Well, I was going to say could pick him out. He's tried to go for the shot there. The keeper's actually had to tip it over. But you know what? That is going to be that. An awful game of football. I don't care. We beat our rivals. I feel like winning games when you play badly, that is the sign of a great team. And also, Ranson in goal. Mentioned he'd been awful so far. Has actually played a bit better in our last couple of games. Imagine being a goalie with 4 clean sheets in 8 games, and in all the other games you've only conceded 1 goal, and your manager's calling you out. Sorry, Ranson. This is unnecessary. I did mention in that game about Dylan Jones, who, of course, is a good striking option for us. We have Prince, we have King, who started that game. The 2 players I was kind of alluding to are Shea Hutchinson and Bennett. Shea Hutchinson now is our 6th choice striker. I probably don't need him. Dulwich Hamlet has shown a little bit of interest, so he could be a player I look to sell on. Elsewhere, Khan Bennett actually has been okay on off the bench with 2 goals. But in terms of just actual ability... he's a long way off our other players. It's one of those ones where I really wish I could pick purely based off form, but common sense screams out that when I give Dylan Jones some game time, let him get a bit match sharp, as an option on off the bench, I mean, look, he's simply going to be a better player long term, isn't he? Anyway, that is 2 wins in 2. I want to make it 3 wins in 3, and I also want to go do an away day. We are heading to Chelmsford. It's going to be a fun one. They're in 3rd in the league. We're in 1st. Probably the most difficult game of today's episode. Okay, folks, we are back. Away day, not to Brussels, mind you. We are heading to Chelmsford in the southeast of England, and for an away day that I don't think I've done before. I'm not seeing a football stadium immediately, but I am seeing a Ninja Warrior UK Chelmsford place. Is it going to load? They've got a Ninja Warrior at Chelmsford. And a Nando's. If the stadium's near here, it's getting a great score. Tragic news, the away day is not near Ninja Warrior. It's in the northwest of the town. Chelmsford Football Club, oh, it's got a running track. The enemy of the away day. Okay, we can go for a tour of the car park at the very least. This doesn't look like it's a dedicated venue just for Chelmsford. No crap, it's got a running track, but... I mean, it's got a little bit going on around it. We've got some 3G pictures the community can use, and the car park itself. Look, I'll give credit to the gardener. He's done a great job of trimming the hedges to a nice shape here. And all the trees are good, except this one. Someone definitely reversed into a tree here, and they had to replant it, didn't they? With respect to Chelmsford, right, people aren't that desperate to watch them that they need to put a fence this big up to stop people watching the game for free. Like, it's a bit egotistical to have a fence this big. I am concerned that we can't go in the ground today, and I don't even know if there's really much of the football club here. The football club is labelled as this corner. Ah, here you go. There is actually a football club section then. Many minds, one heart. What a load of tosh. The clubhouse looks like respectable. I'm not sure what's going on with the sheds next door with advertising. Is this someone selling timber out the back of sheds, or is this a club sponsor? And as part of the club sponsorship deal, they've just got a shed next to the ground. Chelmsford fans, please let me know. Don't mind me, I'm just reading the reviews for the Chelmsford Clubhouse. It's got a 3.8 star review out of 5 reviews. It's a bit of a shame, really, there's not more footage inside the stadium. What I will say is, from this view here, it's not really got a football stadium vibe, has it? Like, I totally understand it's a multi-purpose facility, and yes, it's good to share with the athletic centre, but you've got one stand, which I assume is where the majority of the fans go. I don't feel like you could really stand around the edge, but even if you're stood next to the touchline, you're so far away. And let's be real, I hope this image is taken midway through the summer, because if this is what the pitch looks like, it's an absolute travesty. I'm trying to find a positive, but if you're on an away day with one of your little ones, you can just let them play in the sand pit for the long jump, I guess, and keep them distracted while you watch the game. I don't feel like that should ever really be a selling point, though. Chelmsford City, the Melbourne Community Stadium. Not very good. I feel like there's been awful away days lately. I'm giving it a 4. No, I can't even give it a 4. 2.5 out of 10. Just the car park, nicely trimmed bush. That's all it's got going for it, a nicely trimmed bush. Of course, while away days are nice, the reason we're back for this game is because I think it's going to be a tricky one. Chelmsford had a great start to the year, but they did slow down a little bit lately with a couple of slip-ups. That said, they're only 4 points behind us. A win here for them would move them within a point of us. What I will say is our goal difference is looking very, very good early doors this season. We've not conceded more than 1 goal in a game yet this year. I'm going to hope we can keep that going here. In terms of team news, full strength, Princeville is starting up top for this game. I need him to start getting goals. Otherwise, the £650 feels like quite a lot of money. You might have noticed that Princeville only has a 1-year deal. It has got an extra year if we get promoted, which I want to believe is possible, but games like this are very much going to decide it. It's a 6-pointer on the road, and they've got a free kick in a dangerous area. It is Lawson stood over it to take the free kick. He hits the woodwork, and we do not react. Definitely one of my pet peeves of FM26 right now, woodwork being hit and then players just not reacting for a while. I don't know who the defender was stood there. I think it was Watson. He was just watching the ball. Speaking of pet peeves of FM26, obviously we've seen what this away day looks like with the running track and the single stand. I really wish there was a bit more representation of unique stadiums in Football Manager this year. At the very least, there should be some stadiums, I feel like, with running tracks. I hope that is something that we will eventually get with Unity. If not, I'm sure modders will have their way. But at the same time, bring me running tracks and bring me goals. Prince will! Oh my word, he will bring me the goal. That is a fantastic finish. Gibbard played the ball to Mikey King, and Mikey King with the through ball to potentially his new partner in crime up front. The number 18 smashes it right into the top corner. It's a good response from us. We've not been at our best in this game, but neither have they thus far. I've probably jinxed it. They've got possession. They're knocking the ball around very nicely here as Briscoe skips past his man, the number 18. Players in the middle to aim for. It's a low cross that we've kind of dealt with. Reindorf now looking to bring the ball out. He has athleticism. Also has the ability to pick out a pass. As does... Oh my... What is that sequence of events? Can we discuss this? Can we discuss what happened here? The keeper comes out. I think he was worried about handling it outside his area. He dropped it and King has skied it. I mean, that was a golden opportunity. I don't know why King didn't keep the shot down. I do wonder if the 3D made it look like a better chance than it actually was. Purely because I feel like with an open goal, you probably should have like an XG of 1 there. And the game didn't give us that. The draw in this game wouldn't be the worst result in the world. I'm going to get shouty. There's not been a load of chances here so far. Diakite at left wing back is looking a little worse for wear, as is Pierre. I'm going to make some changes just to get the fresh legs into the team. Obviously, we played midweek. Or rather, I say we played midweek. This is a midweek game, but we played at the weekend in the FA Cup. We've now got this game midweek, so the fixture schedule has been a bit rammed. And I'm going to bring in some fresh legs in at left back and left centre mid and see if they can help us. As well, I thought for a moment Clayton was immediately going to do something magical at left wing back. Instead, they've dealt with it. We have won the ball back. Is this a kick-off highlight? Watson, do your thing, you beautiful advanced centre-back. Gives it to Iwamene. Played forward to Clayton here, who skips past his man, the number 3. Fresh on the bench. And he has had a rush of blood there, hasn't he? I don't know why he's shot. Ranson in goal for us has had a pretty good game so far. Had a couple of saves to make. We have evened out the shots on target and had a little bit more of the game ever since we got back into it with our own goal. That said, it's not a game that I feel like we can say, yes, we deserve to be leading right now. But with a moment of quality, and I think we have that in our ranks, the ability to produce that, we could find ourselves ahead. The ball is played to King. That is one hell of a pass. He crosses it in. Princeville headers it. His glancing header goes just wide of the post. An hour played, I feel like I should probably be thinking about some changes, to be honest. Out of possession, I'm not going to change our defensive line, but I am going to encourage us just to prevent the goalie short distribution. But now that right wing back hasn't been great, I'm going to bring in Rowe there. Elsewhere, Gibbard at centre mids had a bit of a stinker. I'm going to bring in Danaher. Princeville obviously has scored in this game, but his rating isn't actually that good, at least compared to King's. He's still not match sharp yet, and he was looking a little worse for wear and condition. So we're going to bring in Obi. I mean, to be honest, when you look at the stats of this game, we've definitely grown into it. When they took the lead, they were the better team in the game, but since that first half an hour, as the away team, we've kind of taken the match to them a little bit. All these chances are racking up. Are not being shown any highlights, though. A draw would not be disastrous, but a defeat would be. There on the attack here. Ball whip, back post, free header. Pain, that has come against the run of play, hasn't it? This here, by the way, the first time all season we've conceded 2 goals in a game. Boyle put the ball into the box, and it was a mismatch at the back post. Clayton Yeah, well, he has just run away from the ball there, but I don't think he would have won the header even if he had jumped. I mean, we've made 5 subs, so the fresh leg's already on. I'm going to go more attacking. I'm going to change things up a tad here and bring in Reindorf to play as a third striker. Of course, the centre mid is a player who is more natural in this final third of the pitch. Out of possession, I'm going to be aggressive with our centre mids. We need to try and win the ball. I might as well tell the fullbacks as well to press up here. We are going to leave some space in behind. But I am going to hope that with our lower defensive line, there isn't too much of that space, really. We need a goal. Could it arrive here? Iwamene stood over the free kick. Whoever that is stood offside. Please get onside. Clayton, arguably at fault for the goal we've conceded. Ball taken short. King has it. This is a questionable set piece, but maybe we can work something from it. Obi, Iwamene, great ball. Lom, King is miles offside. I knew immediately, I'm not going to get fooled by that Football Manager. 3 minutes left and a dream. I mean, this feels like a cruel result. It's going to be, well, I was going to say it's going to be another defeat for us in a live commentary away from home. We started today's episode off with 2 great home wins, but there's been a couple of these away games now against teams around us where we've not been able to grind out results even when we've been pretty good. I mean, I'm saying all of that. There's 10 seconds left. There is a highlight playing out, but we are on the back foot and in danger of conceding another. Ranson collects the ball, and I have to imagine that is going to be that. 2 on defeat. Our winning run comes to a screeching halt. And I think, honestly, if you look at the stats, we were pretty unlucky. Did Weldstone win is what I wondered. The answer is they did not play, but Chelmsford do move within 1 point of us. Now, admittedly, when you look at the league table, Worthing are in 4th. Of course, we've just beaten them in the FA Cup, and we've already beaten them in the league as well. They have played an extra game over everyone else, but there is what appears to be kind of a top 4 emerging. You know what? I say that. Slough and Maidenhead, 2 teams who've also already played this year. If they win their games in hand, they're really not a million miles behind us, are they? You know what? The Enterprise National is chaos. It's still early days in the season. Just as a little reminder, it is a 46-game season. There's lots of football still to be played. We have had the draw for the next round of the FA Cup. We've been drawn against Enfield Town. Yeah, in the FA Cup. I feel like this is a game we probably go into as favourites. Given the fact it's still early days in the FA Cup, we're not going to worry about it until the big games emerge. But next time out, we're going to come back. Hopefully, we're still going to be challenging towards the top. And hopefully, by next episode, Diakite will understand what it is to be a left wing back, because, well, given how good he's been when he doesn't know the position, I mean, how good is this man going to be when he can play this position? That was absolutely awful sentence structure. I'm struggling to speak. We'll leave things there for today. Appreciate you watching the triple header. Hopefully you enjoyed all the action. Leave a like if you enjoyed. I'll see you tomorrow for more. I just hit the microphone. I'm out.